Hello, Jamie. How are you?
Hi, Dualta. Yeah, very well, thanks. How are you?
Very well. Last time I saw you, when was it?
Just before COVID, probably about 6 months before. The
Wow.
world was a different place.
Yeah. It was great. It was great to get over there. And how have things changed since COVID?
Well, I think when you came and visited us, we were in a pretty humble beginning in terms of our office space. It was only about a mile from where we are now in West Hollywood in the LA office, but yeah, we moved into a new space in LA, which is a beautiful spot, 6,000 square feet. And yeah, we've doubled our headcount in LA. And in terms of the wider US business, we've now, obviously, you were aware of the offices in Houston and Miami at the time, but we've now, we've opened up San Diego last year and we launched Chicago last month. So, yeah, things have moved on pretty well. In terms of like how things changed since COVID, like not a huge amount in terms of our business model and our strategy and our approach. But I think like a lot of recruitment businesses, we've really bounced hard from COVID and traded really well through it. And yeah, it's been a good couple of years since I last saw you, to be fair.
Yeah. So what we're going to cover today is life as an agency recruiter in the US from a UK perspective. And why I wanted to get you on is because, and people can check out a previous podcast that we've done, but with Jamie, he started basically in the basement of G2 Group doing US recruitment for them, working nights, making it happen until they got a start, serviced office, got to one office, two offices, and the business has expanded. So I suppose we want to get into all those things for the next generation of UK recruiters. So
Yeah. Well, first of all, I wouldn't advise doing it from the basement in London like I did.
was it actually the basement?
Yeah, no, it was. We'll get you out here quicker than that if anyone wants to come and join. But yeah, I mean, my message to anyone doing recruitment in the UK, and this isn't just a plug for your business model, but I would just say to anyone doing it in the UK, explore the US, get out here. Incredible market, incredible lifestyle, and just speaking from the experience of Lumicity specifically, anyone we've brought over to the US from the UK has made a life here, is still here now. We've had no one pack up their bags and go back home over a 6-year period. And, I speak for the wider recruitment industry as well. In every location that we're in, there's huge success stories for the industry of people coming over from the UK and exploring this market. So, yeah, certainly no regrets on my part anyway.
Okay, so let's go into some of the nitty-gritty details. So if, from your perspective, what does like somebody's experience look like to be able to get that move over with the current visa?
Yeah.
What is that visa?
Pardon?
What is the visa?
The visa is an E2 visa for like individual contributors. We would get an E2 visa. If it was a more senior kind of managerial role, we'd look at getting an L1. Both of them are pretty similar. It's an investor visa. It's a treaty between the US and the UK that provide investor visas. It's a 5-year visa if you're on an E2. It's a little bit shorter if you're on an L1. It's 3 years, but they're both extendable. We've got people here now who are on their second round of E2. So, we set up 6 years ago. They're already on their second round. The visa process is, it's quite a fluid process. You never quite know how much experience exactly you need to get through the door. We've been really fortunate that we've had 100% hit rate, and we work with some really strong.
Out of everybody I've worked with, you have the best track record of getting.
Yeah, and I think that's testament. So we put a lot of work into making sure the application is correct, and we work with some top attorneys as well. And so we've had a really good hit rate. But I think, broadly, if you've got 3+ years of recruitment experience, maybe 2.5 at a push, we can get you a visa. A degree is is kind of preferable from the application point of view, but it really makes no difference to us. We have no requirement for people to have a degree to come and work for us. So we've got many people visas with and without a bachelor's degree, but it's probably something that fluffs up the application more than fluffs up the criteria.
No criminal records, no driving offences, all of that stuff.
Ideally, a clean bill on that front. Yeah.
Okay, so 2.5 years experience at a minimum. Ideally, maybe a little bit more. Maybe degree qualified. What type of things are you looking for? Like, so if I'm an IT recruiter, I'm in the UK, and I take it it's vertical specific. Are you looking for anybody within any particular verticals, or like what does that experience have to look at for you?
Yeah, so the sort of core markets we work within are technology, engineering, pharmaceutical, or life sciences as a whole, including medical device and pharma, and then energy. To be honest, we're kind of relatively open in terms of the vertical that people have worked within before. Like your man Dave Broadbent, who joined us 2.5 years ago, he came from like a food manufacturing background, and he was one of our top billers last year across Lumicity, and he moved into a tech market when he joined us. So
you're welcome.
Yeah, thanks for that one. It's a good one. So we're not we're not massively precious about like the experience within the vertical, and also, like, truthfully, we're not massively precious about someone who's billed 400K or 500K. Like we're looking for like-minded, motivated, ambitious sales staff who kind of want to leap out of their comfort zone and come and try something different. And if they've got the right attitude and a level of experience that we think we can work with, then we're all in, and we're looking to get them out here quick and give them an opportunity to experience some of the success that some of the other UK staff have enjoyed since joining us. What does success look like? Well, success looks like, I mean, just to give you an idea, I think we've got 90 staff as of today, and I think about 15 of them are British. Across the 5 offices, we've got about 15 Brits. I think success looks like, firstly from an earnings perspective, they're all earning 200K plus. Obviously, some of them are earning a lot more than that. They're in senior managerial roles now. Career development is quite a big one for us. We do, although I'm talking now about bringing people over from the UK and sort of plugging them in, we only really hire in at that sort of senior consultant, individual contributor role, and we would never hire in senior management. So we're looking to drive that quite organic, meritocratic model where career development is a big part of what we do. So for a lot of these guys that have come over from the UK, they've had the opportunity to scale their careers into managerial and executive roles at a very fast pace. And then, just kind of outside of the success within Lumicity or any specific organization, I think you've got an opportunity to really enjoy an awesome working culture in the US, where sales and recruitment is kind of a less transactional industry than what it is in the UK. You do build some really genuine partnerships with your clients. We're working with some of the coolest, most innovative startups in the US, and also some of them, the biggest brands in the US. And I think, that kind of, although that's not like such a specific success element to us, I think it's very specific to people coming over from the UK, have an opportunity to really like build on that commercial culture here, and it's really enjoyable, to be honest. What's the average deal size that somebody could expect to be working at? I think if you're working in our life sciences division, you're looking at an average deal size of $65,000 per placement. In our other markets, where we do probably target slightly more sort of high-level individual contributor roles rather than the executive roles we do in life sciences, you're probably looking at 30 to 35K, depending on exactly which vertical you're in. So everything's $30,000 plus, and yeah, the life sciences market is definitely a
cool. If somebody's doing 2 deals a month in the UK, you think that you could get them doing 2 deals a month in the US if they.
Absolutely. And that's what I meant earlier when I said we don't really look at their billing so much when we see a CV come from yourself. For example, in the UK, if we see someone who's done 15 to 18 deals in the UK on perm, they might only build 150k, but they'll have huge potential to come here and quadruple their billings, quadruple their earnings, and really accelerate their career.
And what, just so people know, what average percentage rates are you working at with clients?
I think the aim is to be kicking around the average of 25%. We do business a lot higher than that, and of course with clients that we do huge volume with and clients that retain us, we're slightly lower. But yeah, the aim is to not drop below 25%, which again, as you know, in the UK, I think you're probably fortunate to get above 15% on perm.
Yeah, and how much are clients quite receptive to paying retainers? And
yeah, we've done a lot more retained business in the last few years. Certainly in the last year, the market is pretty intense. There's a war, an absolute war for talent at the moment in every industry. And we're doing our best to serve as many clients as we can, and a lot more of them are retaining us because they understand that we're one of the best out there in terms of talent acquisition. We've built some amazing partnerships over many years, and yeah, we are being retained by a huge amount of clients at the moment who kind of want to get a piece of us at the top of the list.
Lovely. And let's say you're in a beautiful place like Birmingham or somewhere like that. It's always a good headhunt spot. And you're doing 2 deals a month, and then you've got them now, and you're going to do 2 deals a month. What could they expect to take home based on the figures that you've thrown at me there?
Yeah, I mean, if someone was to come over here and do 2 deals a month consistently within our permanent divisions, they're going to be quite quickly scaling up to earnings of $200,000 to $250,000 a year. On contract, which we launched our contract division in August last year, we had a really fast start on that. Obviously, that's a different model where it tapers up and you have to build your runner book. But that's a slightly longer game for consultants on contract. But again, doing probably in that market more like 3-4 deals a month because it is more cyclical on contract. Again, you can scale your earnings up to 200k plus really, really quickly.
Okay, cool. And so 200k sounds like a load of money. What lifestyle does that get you in America if you're, I don't know, young and single and?
Yeah, probably about half a tank of petrol at the moment, to be honest.
Right.
Truthfully, the cost of living in the US is pretty high. That's why the salaries that we work on with our clients and the fees that we generate are higher than that of the UK. But yeah, I think for people earning 200k in any of our locations, they've got a lifestyle where they'll have a plush apartment in a beautiful part of town with a pool, 10 minutes from the beach in Miami or LA or San Diego, in the heart of downtown Houston or Chicago.
They'll be living this lifestyle here, will they?
Yeah, something like that. And the opportunity to really build wealth as well. Like, we've got so many success stories of people who have joined us in the last 2-3 years and are already on the property market or investing their money elsewhere. And I think that's something that we're really proud of, the fact that we have provided that kind of opportunity to people to build their career, build their wealth, and provide that for personal growth as well.
Any real success stories you can share of people that have come over from the UK outside of the leadership team specifically?
Yeah. There's in terms of some of the key ones that I'd maybe highlight. I mentioned Dave there. He came over a couple of years ago, built nearly 700 grand last year in his second financial year, and is one of our highest level individual contributors. We've got a couple of guys in this office, Luke Willis and Dan Taylor, who or a sales manager and team leader level. They joined us right from the start, and they're shareholders in the business. They've been with us since 2016, we pinched them both from the same company actually, which was nice. We brought one over, and then he brought his mate over at the same time. They're managing teams of 12 and 9 people respectively. But aren't doing their own recruitment anymore. Really focused on scaling their teams and earning big money. And they've recently both bought a property in California.
Wow.
And they're still young guys, I think there's a long way for them to go with us. There's a lot of career growth still to pan out for them. Similarly, in our other offices, we've got the Joel Roberts, who just launched Chicago. He's someone that has been with the business for 2.5 years, and has just launched our 5th office in the US in Chicago. There's a couple other guys in Miami. I think you may have placed one of them with us, Nestor Richardson. And
how's he getting on?
Yeah, he's smashing it, doing an incredible job, and someone who joined on the same day as him, Callum, is also absolutely killing it. They both fell just shy of $1 million last year. So
do you know it's amazing, because those 2 guys I placed with you, they weren't big billers.
No, they weren't. And they've only been with us for 2 years, and they're already up to billing $1 million annually. So yeah, and they weren't huge billers in the UK, but like I say, we see the potential in what people could do in a better market and a better environment and a better organisation. So they're exact examples of someone or candidates who we sort of saw the potential in, given what they were doing in the UK, and we kind of wanted to convert it into the US success stories that we've had.
Why am I doing such a bad job at giving you more people? That's the question I want to ask. I'm trying,
Well, probably because you're spending too much time in the sun in Gibraltar at the minute. But, no, I mean, look, it's a tough market at the moment. I think I'm sure every recruitment business in the US at the moment is probably looking for the similar sort of talent that I'm looking for. So I get that it's a tough market. I'm sure you're not the only rec to rec who's got a lot of requirements on your hands. I think from my point of view, I would say to anyone who's watching this and is considering a move to the US, I think the kind of success stories that we've had in the US for our UK relocators is, would probably dwarf a lot of the other organisations. And I think we can offer higher career growth than any organisation that I know of, and a more accelerated version of that career growth. I also think, in terms of our culture, we have market leading retention. We really do kind of value our staff and look after our staff, and we've got great social scenes in every office. And I think that's another reason why we've had that success from the UK relocators, because they've been able to plug into an awesome social life out here, which I'm no longer part of because I've got 2 kids.
Yeah, I was going to ask.
Lucky to squeeze in a beer with them every quarter, but
yeah, I don't think I got out for a beer with you last time, did I?
No.
You let Mad Dog take me out instead.
Exactly, I left you with my good friend Mad Dog, and it sounded like it. I was lucky to miss it with the hangover that you had the next day.
Yeah, two kids changes the dynamic. Moving abroad, it's a tough one. Moving entire families. Do you see it's more younger people that are more mobile for it?
Yeah, I had the kids here, so I didn't move with them, which made it a bit easier. When I came out here with my wife and no kids, and that was probably for the best in terms of I was heavily into the business in those first few years. I was working every hour God sent, and I was really trying to scale it as aggressively as I could. And then the kids came along a little bit later. But I think in terms of your question, I think we haven't brought anyone over here who has a family yet, because I think in recruitment it is a little bit of a young man's or a young woman's game, isn't it? We tend to relocate people, kind of in their sort of mid-20s, maybe towards their late 20s, but we offer a really strong healthcare package for families, and we wouldn't. If to anyone watching this who has a family and wants to relocate to the US, like that certainly shouldn't be an impediment when it comes to Lumicity. We're very supportive of people's family needs, and we would certainly look at that as well.
Talk to me about the social side. So, like when I was in Australia, I play in an expat football team. We'd have beers in the office on a Friday. I'd be out probably socializing with my colleagues at the weekend. It was very much almost felt like your friends are almost your family when you're away. Do you see a lot of that bonding happening with guys in your room?
Yeah, I think across all our offices we've got a really good social scene. We also do all the standard recruitment incentives like lunch clubs and quarterly holidays, and I think we really go quite hard on that. We've got so many incentives flying around that mean that people get to socialise and celebrate success. But yeah, there's a lot of wider activities that go on. We've got a football team in pretty much each office. We've got a softball team starting up in the LA office, and in LA as well. There's quite a few British recruitment companies as well. So we cross paths on nights out and on the football pitch quite often, to be fair, which is good fun. There's some really good people in LA from various different recruitment companies, which makes it good fun.
Yeah. What advice would you have to anybody who's thinking about doing the move?
So I think my advice would be, primarily like get out of your comfort zone and do it. What always surprises me, to be honest, is the amount of people that we kind of speak to who are in the US and kind of want to make that move. They think, and then they kind of find a reason to step away from it. Maybe they haven't paid off their car yet, or they're waiting for some commission in June next year or something. And it's like, come on, like step out of your comfort zone, understand that the opportunity here will absolutely bury the one that you're currently incumbent in the UK. You can scale your career, you can earn more money, you can enjoy a better lifestyle, you can build a life in one of the coolest cities in the world. And look, if it doesn't work out, you can go home in a couple of years. A lot of these people are still young, without too many ties, without kids, even without partners, without a mortgage. Come and enjoy this opportunity and get out of your comfort zone, and you won't regret it, would be my message. Because, like I say, those 15 people that we brought over from the UK, none of them have failed to succeed at a really high level. I'll bet, on the bottom dollar that none of them will end up going back to the UK. So, that's evidence enough that it's a really strong move to make, and you've just got to kind of get out of your comfort zone and make that move. Because I'm not saying it's not daunting. Like, it is a daunting move. You leave your friends and you leave your family and you leave your job. But speaking specifically from Lumicity's point of view, like we provide an environment that allows you to succeed. Economically, socially, culturally, and if anyone's interested in discussing the role further, then I'd love to get on the phone with them.
Yeah, you have to come through me though. All right, that's us.
All right.
Thank you so much, and we'll get more information out there after this.
Thanks, mate. Take care.